You're listening to Into the Twilight, an independent, listener-supported show. Subscribe at patreon.com/intothetwilight for monthly bonus episodes, weekly shoutouts, a Patreon-only book club, and more. Thanks for support, and now, on with the show.
Now tuning in to Earbud Media, audio for everyone.
I gotta scroll away from this photo of Lestat, otherwise I won't be able to focus.
Yeah, we can't start this show too horny, you know what I mean?
No, we gotta slowly ramp up on here. I mean, granted, this is coming out on the first day of Pride Month, so
True.
It is appropriate.
It's biblically accurate for sure.
Just for the sake of everything. Welcome to Into the Twilight, where even outside of June, it is always Pride Month here.
True.
So.
Yeah.
And now it is just appropriate from the calendar. We've aligned here.
They've caught up with us. The Gregorians have caught up with us.
No, that's true. That's 100% true. How are you doing?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Folks, we got to talk about Hacks ending. Okay?
Yeah.
And I will not spoil anything, whatever, but y'all get on it. But I will talk about it generally in the sense that Hacks is a show that I have had inconsistencies with in terms of my enjoyment of it. Overall, sure. I've had a positive experience. But there's been a lot of times where it's can they land the plane, right? And, the goalposts kind of move, whatever. But, the core is still true, and the core is still good, which is why it is a very good show. And I was nervous this whole season of being God. A myriad of things can happen that people are speculating about, and whether those things happen could be detrimental to my entire thing and how I live through the world. And I love these ladies, right? And just watching it unfold, and at the point that it happened at the end of this season of we have a lot of kind of wacky, wild moving pieces in here, and a lot of things that feel cannot surely be wrapped up. And not even wrapped up to completion, but wrapped up in a satisfying way as a sense of finality, as a sense of this is where this part of this ends for everyone. And surely this cannot be done well for all of those things to align. And folks, I was wrong as fuck because it was so good.
They had me nervous in the first half, though, I'll tell you what.
Dude, they got my ass so bad. They fucking bamboozled me. And you know what? I was happy to be a part of it, to play along, right? And it's just, there's something about the show can be so many different things and with varying levels of success, but the coreness of these two being just, and the way this relationship has evolved in many facets, and that being such a everything's gonna be okay in a way, you know, there's a confidence of shit happens, but also we're all gonna make it out on the other side and it's gonna be okay. And also there's healing powers in the club, and that's beautiful. And that's, you know, sometimes you gotta go to the Louvre and say the Mona Lisa is mid and be and just live in your truth. And I'm there with it. And I'm just I was a little unconfident that they'd be able to land the plane in the way that they did. But they did it far better and more, and not even a way that's navel-gazy or tying up every loose end so it feels completely finite. It just felt honest, true way to close up the entirety of what this was. And I think it was really good.
I love this show. I agree with you on the inconsistencies, but overall, if I zoom out, it has been going up. Each season, which you cannot say about a lot of shows.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sad that it's over, but I would rather it end on a high note than keep going and get shitty.
Yeah, 100%.
I loved it. I'm grateful that this show existed. It brought me a lot of laughs. It brought me a lot of tears. It's definitely one of those that I can also imagine rewatching, but you can't say a lot about HBO shows.
Yeah, for sure.
So, thank you, Hacks.
Shout
And I
out.
can't wait to see you sweep again.
Yeah. But also, I need y'all to. I need the comeback. I need Lisa Kudrow to get an Emmy so bad. Jean Smart has been taking
That's true.
it, and she has enough. She's fine. Give it to Lisa. Everyone
That's
else,
true.
we can
Damn
figure it
it.
out. Y'all can beef it out in whatever approximation you want, but I'm gonna need y'all to clear the runway like immediately.
Yeah, if we can make an exception this time
Yeah.
where it's like 2, that would be great.
Yeah. We can split the crown Mean Girl style, you know? I
Mean
think
Girl
that could happen more often, and I think people would be okay with that.
I agree. We can make an exception this time and then go back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shout out Hacks, shout out the club, shout out just keep it on for the spite of it, you know? I think it's cool.
Yes.
How are you doing, my dude?
I'm here. I am persisting. I am wrapping up this month by having several annual medical appointments.
Sure.
Which you do, but also, ugh.
Yeah.
So that meant that I had to do some driving, and one of my favorite things to do when I'm driving is listen to the podcast, which means
Hell
that
yeah.
one of my happy things this week is one of Mike Rapiglia's podcast and one of his favorite recurring guests, which is the one and only Jack Antonoff.
Ooh, that is so interesting to me. That
I
he's
know
a recurring
you might be
guest.
thinking that's a weird, that's a really odd combination, right? Of two people that might not seem like they're friends on here, and you would be right. It is an odd combination.
Sure.
Which they do address on here, because apparently, Jack's sister at one point recommended Mike's like specials.
Ooh.
And then they became friends years ago.
Wow.
But they have such a camaraderie with each other where you can tell, you know, sometimes when you listen to celebrity podcasts where you can very much tell, like, this person's on here to promote their new album, their new TV show.
Right. And there's no human chemistry between them.
There's no chemistry. It's just 2 producers brought these people on and they're pretending to be humans for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the case. These 2 are very much friends, and you can tell because a couple of minutes into the show, Jack absolutely roasts the shit out of Mike and is like, "Hi, I'm Mike. Here's what my special's like," and just absolutely dogs on him so bad.
He is kind of the easiest guy for that to happen to. You know what I mean?
No, I
you
know.
can do that to him so easy.
He's like, there's a part where Jack is like trying to make fun of him and is pretending to be his wife and is like, "Hi, I'm Mike. I got my hair cut." And my wife was like, "Oh, it wasn't about the haircut. Fade to black." And Mike is like, it's really good. You can very much tell that these 2 know each other too well. And sure, Jack is there because he does have a new album coming out, but that is a secondary part of it. They spend a significant amount of this hour where Mike is like, "Hey, so I've been thinking about putting this song in a special where it's about remembering pizza exists." And then Jack is like, no, hold on. And brings out his guitar, which you didn't know that he had in the room, and takes it way too seriously. And is like, no, he goes full on producer mode and is like, "No, if you're going to do this, do it fucking right."
I love that.
So these 2 are a wild combination that you would think a teacher accidentally put these 2 together for like a science project and they became friends. But it's a very good combination and I like it a lot. So it's some good shit, actually. And it made me laugh a lot when I was stuck in traffic trying to go to a fucking gynecology appointment. So I appreciated it a lot, actually.
Hell yeah. Okay. Real Mad Libs ass friendship, but I do love that.
No, literally.
It's kind of the best ones, you know?
Yeah. It's one of those people who like invented putting pretzels in chocolate ice cream and was like, "No, wait a minute, hold on."
For sure.
It's some very good shit, and I recommend it a lot. Because Mike is reading off some of these questions, and it's just a lot of Jack's bandmates who submitted questions and they're accidentally really sincere. And he's like, what the fuck are these, Mike? Why did my friend send in like, hey, what's the meaning of the universe? And like, how has being in a relationship with Maggie changed you as a person? He's like, fuck off with this. Like,
it's 8 a.m.
I thought this was a comedy show. Yeah, literally. He's like, can we just talk about bullshit? And Mike's like, no.
Absolutely not. You came to the wrong show, buckaroo. Come on.
You thought I was going to ask you about your favorite 4 films? Get out of here. No, it's very good. So I highly recommend it. It's a good old laugh.
Hell yeah. Okay.
This is rare for me to say, but I've actually never been more excited to talk about the current events that we have this week. We always talk about some good shit on here, but this week is different.
It's a wild.
We have some good shit.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
I think, listen, we gotta... Folks, an additional Robert Pattinson voice has hit the towers.
Yes.
We gotta talk about it. I forgot this was happening. Can I be
Me
real?
too.
Can I be so real? I know this is our job.
There's so many. There's so many movies.
They slip through the cracks sometimes, and one of Rob's 800 projects that he's currently in released a teaser, and that is, of course, the Chris Hansen The Catch a Predator movie, in which he plays Chris
Not to be
Hansen.
mistaken with Chris Harrison. Don't get it twisted.
Can I say, this has been a tough week for someone who regularly confuses the name Chris Hansen and Chris Harrison.
They're right next to each other in the yearbook, okay?
They're
in the
so
yellow pages,
close.
they're really close. But they're Chris Hansen, folks, catches predators. Chris Harrison is sort of a predator.
Certainly, boosts predators. Certainly helps
Predator,
bring them to the light of
Predator
fame and fortune.
enabler, right?
Yeah. Two different sides of the coin.
The amount of randos, like normal people who have been talking about this trailer.
Oh, yeah.
It's
like broke containment in a wild, wacky way.
They're in my house. And I'm like, you all can't just randomly start talking about Robert Pattinson, okay?
Right.
I respect it. Thank you for acknowledging his craft, but also where have you been?
Yeah. And you're getting all the YouTube comments being like, I didn't know he could act. And it's like, y'all are late, okay? We gotta skip a couple of generations here.
I know. So first of all, this is a wild intersection of a lot of my favorite interests, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. But
this teaser, Cody, it's done so well.
I had chills. It was like he nailed it. Like I'm sad. I'm locked in.
I know. I haven't seen anything done like this before, and I'm really excited about it.
I will say too, a fun thing to bring back full circle, because the guy who directed this, Lance Oppenheim, he is also the same guy who made the show I was telling you about the Renaissance Fair.
Wait, hold on. What?
It always comes back to the Renaissance Fair, folks. It always comes back and that show is honestly kind of Succession, but a documentary about the Renaissance Fair. It's awesome. And he made that and is making this. He also made another movie that people really liked, but I have not seen it, so I cannot attest to it. But all the fucking red string in my POV is here.
What the fuck? That's so wild.
Yeah.
This, by the way, and I think it might have just been a while since we saw the full cast of this. I don't think I remember knowing that fucking Phoebe Bridgers was in this.
Yeah, that completely escaped my recollection.
I know.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm very excited. This looks great. I'm already hooked by the To Catch a Predator of it all, because who doesn't know about Chris Hansen, right?
Right.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm sad because it is the split screen of it all. I'm intrigued on here. But I'm wondering too, how much they're actually going to get into. Is it just about the show? Is it about Chris Hansen himself? Because Chris Hansen, like, his kid got.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So, but this is an interesting Rob voice that we can add to the catalog on here. So I'm excited about it and I'm intrigued. Yeah. And this is only the teaser on here. Rob, you're a wild one, my friend.
He's doing it again.
I know. I have a friend who has almost like a flat Stanley cutout, but of Chris Hansen.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm hoping that they do something very similar. But of Rob for this. That would make me very excited.
Yes, I need a standee so bad.
Yes. This is tangential to what we talked about last week, but the Vampire Lestat is on their promo grinds right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going to be, the season's starting in a couple of days when this comes out. If there's not too much new, but they're continuing to just drop more and more teasers. And I'm just really excited. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I'm levitating a la season 1, episode 1. And I am here. I am excited for the glam rock of it all. I'm excited to get my shit rocked severely, you know?
Same. 100%. I think that everything that I have seen so far has looked great. I'm excited to feel fully immersed by it all. And it cannot come soon enough on here. It feels like we've been waiting for this for forever. And so I'm excited to be able to see our rock star on here.
I need to be back with my boys so bad.
I know.
My toxic yaoi across several different continents and convictions.
Yes. I cannot wait to see my highly unreliable narrator just full of glitter and blood. I can't wait. I need to see what's on his writer immediately.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I'm very excited. I can't wait. It all looks beautiful. So please and thank you. Please go support your local gay vampire rock star. Please and thanks. I am very excited to know your thoughts about this week's episode. Yeah.
You know what's a funny thought I had while watching this is, I'm kind of like not missing Elena.
Yeah.
A little bit. But what's even like funnier about that is I thought, because of how the first episode of the season went down, it was going to be much more of the like, oh, she haunts the narrative. You know what I mean? Of like, and like there's a little bit of that, but it really kind of feels like that's not it at all. Like I feel like everyone's got their own stuff going on now, and they're like, yeah, we'll make sure she's in the coffin that we can at least locate or something. But like, she's gonna be cooking for a minute there, so we gotta do our other stuff. And it's really, we have less of like the psychic damage of like Elena just being permanently in a coma, and everyone's doing their own thing. And you know what? I'm not having a bad time with that. It is just very funny of like after so many years of her being the character, and it's like, there she goes. Not even like in a textual like bird's eye view way, which is okay.
It seems like they have a contractual obligation to say her name once, twice.
Yeah,
maybe.
Y'all can't forget, you know?
But that's it. And that's surprising given that we spent 6 seasons with, especially the first couple, where she was narrating, right? We saw her writing in her journal. And now that's not, it's like, who's Elena, you know?
Sure.
It's bonkers. This is I will say this is the first episode where I have been charmed by a heretic.
Yeah.
And I had to remember that the writers of the show often bring me someone that I am charmed by, that they will kill by the end of the episode. But I was really enjoying Oscar, and I wanted to know more about him.
Oscar was a key for sure. Oscar had more dog in him that we really should have fleshed out, because first of all, just the fact that like Damon and Bonnie post up and are like, "Hey dog, free room service. We got shrimp." Open the fucking door. It's really good. It's really funny. He's like, "Yeah, we go way back," and they're like, "What?" Who is this? What are you doing?
The lore drops to find out that Oscar was there during Damon's time as a Confederate soldier. Literally never forget that, my guy.
Literally.
And Oscar was a load-bearing narrative of Damon trying to desert the Civil War, where again he was fighting for the Confederacy, my guy. But Oscar didn't even have compulsion during that time. He was just talking to him, which sounds gay to me.
Yeah, something happened in Gettysburg.
Right. And was able to help Damon just go AWOL the night before his whole homies got at Gettysburg. So that's wild. That's a wild thing to just drop. And he had no real attachment to Oscar. He had to be like, oh, well, that was a long time ago. So.
Right. Things are so different now. He wouldn't understand.
Yeah. I'm with my real family now, which is a bonkers teacher and my bonbon. So, who I'm trauma bonded
familia.
to both these people.
That's family. That was so funny of him being like, you know what? I'm so good with my mom stuff because she moved on and got her own family. And if you think about it, I did the same thing. And it's like,
so
okay.
I
don't know if this is kind of an apples and oranges situation, I feel. But if that makes you feel better about your positioning in this sort of stuff, by all means, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it still feels like you haven't processed any of this stuff, Damon, but go off, King.
Well, I can get a shiny new family too, okay? How about that? I don't need a mom. I have
Sometimes
a roommate / lover ? And also someone I am obsessed with but will never seal the deal on. And someone who's
Sometimes
in a coma.
A family doesn't need to be a mom. Sometimes a family can be your boyfriend and your girlfriend, okay? And your lost also girlfriend in a coffin somewhere, okay? Okay, Oscar? And Oscar's literally dead on the floor. So, Oscar, who didn't ask, by the way.
No. Yeah.
But Oscar, we find out, was sent to go find Julian.
Yeah.
This
Scheming.
absolute... This guy who apparently we knew, right? They're just dropping random lore. This fucking big bad, who's perfect for Lily because she's also a menace to society.
Yeah.
And Oscar's just having the time of his life in Myrtle Beach, hanging out with the Jersey Shore crew. So
come on, gone too soon.
I know.
Queen out. Let him queen out.
He's just a guy who got plucked from 1903 and doesn't know what escort services are. Okay, just let him live a little bit. I loved him.
Yeah,
I felt so bad. I could not give a fuck about this Valerie storyline, to be real with you, though.
Yeah, the flashbacks were snooze-a-palooza a little bit. And it's just like, oh, I was actually Stefan's first ever love, and you know, I got sent by Mummy to like seal a deal, kind of stuff. And also, I was now considered the first heretic by accident a little bit, so I'm like mysterious and interesting. And it's like, I wish I cared, you know.
Even
I
want
to care.
I wish I cared.
I want to care, but it's not tickling anything in me. It's not really raising anything for me. I think it's funny though. Stefan like keeps getting his diary just passed around like a rag doll. I think that's fucking hilarious. But out of that entire thing, that's the only 5 minutes. I was like, okay.
I mean, first of all, Stefan, there is a thing called a bank, so you can lock up your diaries if you wanted to, but he just keeps them in his home. So, not to victim blame you, homie, but like, you could lock those up if you wanted to, and you don't.
You've been alive long enough to know about storage options that are at your disposal, you know?
Right? But he doesn't, so that's his bad. There, and it is hilarious to me that human Stefan, who was I think 16 in those flashbacks, Valerie's like, oh yeah, well I was the first love of his life, and that's maybe when he was writing it, he thought that. But it was just the first. He lost his virginity to Valerie.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe that's true. Maybe that's what he wrote down. But also, I think he was just, you know, it was the past. And I don't know that he'd had a lot of stimulation before.
Right. Yeah.
I think he even said himself that he was using distractions
Yeah.
too.
Right.
So
It
I
wasn't
mean,
like, my heart's really in it in a major way. It's like I think the bar is quite low.
mm-hmm.
Like no shade to Valerie's prowess or whatever, but I do think it's kind of a kind of a layup, if you're operating in that sort of vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even really have like a lot of sugar back then. So I think that like the bar for satisfaction is pretty low.
Yeah, totally. And also,
Uh,
it's just kind of like weird retconning of like
mm-hmm.
in comparison to the fucking doppelganger bullshit, of like, it's always gonna be, this is the thing. And I know that is a pre and post vampirism thing. I understand that. But it is funny to be like, oh, you don't remember the first one before any of that when you were a human 16-year-old? And it's like, okay, that seems we're pushing it a little bit here.
And that's what I found really confusing is because Caroline was like, I've seen this all before, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't stand up to the. You're not as toxic and notable as Catherine was because I've never heard of you before, right? And that's where I was trying to fit it into the timeline of like, I thought Catherine was already around at this point because we
Right.
saw flashbacks of Damon in his uniform when Catherine was there.
Yeah.
So did these two, were they just fucking ships in the night? When did this happen, I guess is my question.
Right.
But it does feel like the writers are just trying to make something happen here.
Yeah.
And I'm not enthralled by it.
Yeah. You
But
can't
Julian
weave
is
a
trash.
giant tapestry of Stefan's ex-girlfriends and not expect us to remember them and also be like, oh, and you forgot the original one that we never told you about. Don't piss me off.
Yeah, and to your point, right? The whole thing, he's a doppelganger, right?
Yeah.
He's, and so it's just like, you want me to think that the first love of his life is some woman named Valerie, which I didn't know was a name that you could have back then. And when we thought, I don't know, it just feels like a random thing that they're trying to make happen.
Mm-hmm.
But sure. Okay. That sounds, I'll believe you on here. I mean, her story is fucked, right? Julian is an asshole. He apparently has been here the whole time. And they just keep making up random heretics that have been in these boxes. But he's an asshole. He, beat Valerie senseless. Yeah. So he's an absolute dick, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not nice. It does seem fitting given, and I think Stefan even said this, right? He was like, what's his type given that you were with Giuseppe and Giuseppe, like killed one of your sons, like,
right.
so he's probably not great.
Yeah. Given your history, I don't have great confidence.
But it's just, so supposedly Oscar said, oh, I already found him like months ago, but I've just been chilling,
Right.
So
I'm just trying to live La Vida Loca over here, okay?
Yeah, and I can't blame him. So where's this dingbat here? That's not great. I'm worried about this guy. But it just feels like they're just making shit up here, and they're playing us like fools, and I don't like to feel like a fool.
Don't talk to me like that, Vampire Diaries. Come on.
I did think that it was weirdly relatable from Lily that she picked up, presumably overnight last season, how to work a computer, but she cannot drive to save her life.
Yeah.
I think that's very funny.
That's a really good detail for sure.
I thought that was very good. So I appreciate that. That's a good character moment for her. Thank you for that. But it's just what's happening at home here, where they're trying to make stuff happen with Caroline and Stefan, is boring. I preferred our three little weirdos going on a trip together.
Yeah.
That was far more interesting.
Mm-hmm. I do also...
Especially because the starting it off with Damon continuing just every episode being at a new place is very funny to me.
Yeah, he's in pure nomad mode. He's just like crashing at anyone's couch who will have him. And of course it's Rick. And Rick is like, hey, how long do you think you're going to be here? Damon's like, just as long as it takes for me to make sure that Elena's not just bopping around in a coffin in a place that I don't know where that is, which should be pretty easy. And Rick's like, yeah, you think so? Like, how long do you think that's going to take? Because I'm not super confident. And also, why are you always naked in my home?
So good. It's so good.
And it's like, Rick, I know you've gone through a lot right now, but I think you kind of need a roommate. I think that would be helpful for you. Maybe Damon's not the ideal one.
I think both of you need to keep each other in check here.
We got to be accountability buddies in this moment, and you just got to take that L and just let it ride, because otherwise you're both gonna kill each other and yourselves.
And I would rather, not that they're going to help each other. Right. We've seen that they do kind of enable each other, but I would rather them be together rather than separate at this moment. It is very good to me, though, that still, after all this time, Rick is terrible about trying to hide this stone. Like, he's still... Oh, my God. He still just, like, constantly has it on his person throughout all of this. And has the audacity to think that he can lie to Bonnie, of all people.
Yeah, and make Bonnie go through these, like, psychic terror nightmares that she is experiencing of, like, 8 million saw traps that she has to deal with every night in her dreamscape. And goes, hey, bud, I know I told you, please fucking get rid of that stone and destroy it. I just want to make sure that, like, you did that, because... spoiler alert, I'm still getting fucking psychic nightmares, and that sucks. And if this keeps happening, I'm gonna be pissed. So just make sure, like, I don't know, maybe the solution was wrong. Maybe it didn't, like, erode all the way. Just, like, double check for me. And he's like, no, for sure, I don't know what you're talking about. I totally did it, and I had no qualms about it. So don't even worry. And he's just, like, playing around with it. And thank God, he's dumb and like leaves it, and it's just like it's around, and it still exists, and she gets to be like, don't you ever fucking lie to me ever again, I'll kill you. And she should have killed him with a gun. I think
she should have, because the fact that Oscar immediately during, like, when trying to siphon those visions out, which I don't know how they thought that was going to work, but sure,
right,
the first thing he says is like, what's the deal with the Phoenix Stone? Like, how do you have it? And Rick just has it on his person.
He's just keeping that thing on him.
It's just...
It's like they're, when it's like the metal detectors at the beach and stuff. It's like you put that in, but it just like immediately goes to like a giant truck that is made of metal, and it's just like it's like, oh, it's that thing. The thing that is evil is in your pocket. Like, that's the thing we need to siphon away from here, not whatever's in Bonnie's mind. You dumbass! Like, get out of here.
I can't, Rick. I understand that you are not at your best right now. You're grieving. Things are struggling. I get it. But my guy, you gotta get it together.
Yeah.
Because the fact that Oscar looked directly at you and was like, so I'm gonna knock y'all out, and I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Sir.
And just like, and Bonnie makes a great point too of being like, hey, Rick, I know that you're like obviously going through this grieving and you don't want to let go, and that's normal. We've all been there, However, isn't it a little weird, a little spooky that this thing that could hypothetically bring your dead wife back is having a side effect of me having all this fuck shit happen? That kind of doesn't instill a lot of confidence in terms of the power and magic of this device and the stone.
It's just I understand. He's like, listen, I came back. You came back. Damon came. Like, everyone in this room, right? Yeah. Came back. Why can't it happen to my wife, right? My wife. I get it. But Bonnie, ever logical, ever a genius, is like, where we were on the other side does not exist anymore. That shit's collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
So what you are trying to do right now is not just like regular magic.
Mm-hmm.
You are trying to do necromancy, which is the dark shit, right? You are trying to we saw that I think maybe 2 episodes ago, where he just like sat the stone on that random guy and brought him back like Frankenstein style.
Mm-hmm.
That's dark magic. Like, hey dude, don't do that. So you don't know what you're going to be bringing back. You don't know where your wife's soul has been.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still like, well, if I'm going to do it, I want you to be there. Dude.
Don't piss me off. Yeah, and then she just explodes. Is that what you want? Like, what the fuck is your problem?
I know.
Nobody listens to Bonnie about the nature of the universe and the, taking and giving of and everything in balance. Nobody wants to fucking listen, and they just want to do shortcut easy style and everyone gets what they want. No. Not too much.
Pisses me off. It's just, sure, let's just do that. And imagine that there will be no repercussions to that at all. I did think that it was interesting though, because he said at one point Rick was referring to Joe in the past tense. He was like, Joe was the love of my life. And I think that was one of the first times where he's done that. And it might have just been a really subtle thing, but I was like, you're keeping her effectively on ice right now. And I thought that you would still be referring to her in the present tense, but oh well. There was a moment. What was it? There were a lot of good lines this episode. We had the shrimp one that I thought was very good.
It's very good. And you know what? That'd work on me. I'd open that door. Are you kidding?
Oh my God. Are you kidding? Oh, for sure. There was one later on in the episode that I liked. Liking it is a little bit generous, but it absolutely shocked me, which was when Caroline generally referred to Lily as Mussolini.
Very good. Their little dynamic was very fun because of course, this is a Caroline thing of like, she would turn the big bad into being like, you know what? I've thought about it for 2 seconds and maybe you're not a prisoner in our home anymore. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. That's so random, but bye. I will leave because this has been really bad and awful.
Yeah.
And whatever made you decide to have your heart grow 4 times the size today, I appreciate it. I'm going to run out of here. I'm going to scoot out.
It's just Lily coming in after effectively going to driving school for a couple of hours and trying to, not realizing that Caroline has been being tortured by our beautiful lesbian girlfriends who've been taking music boxes and blowing them up in Caroline's face. Just funny. It's very funny. And then she's been reading these diaries about Valerie being like, yeah, so I fucked your boyfriend first. How does that make you feel? And Lily comes in and is like, hey, so can we talk about your dead mom? And she's like, I respectfully can't do this today. Okay.
I just got an 8-hour long TED talk about the relationship between Stefan and Valerie. And you just asked me about my recently passed mother. I'm going to kill myself in front of you and change the trajectory of your life. I cannot do this.
I made a pact to my currently in pause best friend that I wouldn't lose my humanity again. So I need to go. You said I can go. I'm going to go. Okay.
I'm at my limit, folks.
I'm going to go. It's just so, it's so funny. It's wild to me what they're trying to do with Valerie's character here. Because none of it is really surprising to me about Stefan, right? The whole like, oh, he waited every day at what's now the fairgrounds. Because he wasn't grieving his mom, and then Valerie came in, and then Valerie left. But the whole like, oh, she was pregnant with his child, then fucking Julian was being an absolute dick, beat her to shit, and then she decided to like take things into her own hands. But that didn't work because she had Lily's blood in her hand or in her body, and she became the heretic. It's just they're trying to build a sympathy for her because she had already been like the odd man out.
Mm-hmm.
But then she kills Oscar. So
Yeah. You lose me. You lose me there.
you lose me because you're effectively, not to the same degree, but you are also doing something similar to what Julian did, which is like thinking that you are you can control things here, right?
It
You're
does,
the judge and jury or whatever.
right. It does feel to me that Valerie is certainly like a Rebecca insert.
I agree with that.
Because we don't have Rebecca anymore because she's an originals girly now, right? And I get that. But there's something just not there in the same way that is as compelling, I think, as Rebecca was in her time on this show, at least, of the obvious tragic backstory and also being able to take your life in your own hands and maybe not being able to do that, like wanting to, but being refused at every turn. But we're just like, it's too close and also not enough, you know, to be like, feel distinct and earned, I guess. So far, at least.
That. It is it feels very much like when you are getting generic cereal. It is a pale comparison to Rebecca, where I can see if that's what they're trying to do, but Rebecca was a little bit more of a slow burn. Also, she was an absolute badass. And yeah, they're trying to say that the heretics are like, they're supposedly stronger, I guess. But I don't know. I think that we had a little bit more time with Rebecca. And this feels, it's hard to take anything that Valerie is doing currently seriously when it feels like I'm not like the other girls kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I need you to be so for real. Yeah, she's going through some shit. I agree with that. But I mean, when Rebecca would be killing people or even her own siblings, she was staking them. It wasn't final in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know that I respect that on there.
Yeah. Also, we do need to talk about the wild, wacky way this episode starts.
With Tyler?
I was laughing so hard at the beginning of this episode because we're back in the like 3 years in the future, presumably after whatever the fuck happened at the news station with Caroline. Right. And you know, Tyler's frantic and calling Stefan and being like, oh my God, dude, you gotta get out of here. And classic Stefan, he's like, I'm way ahead of you. I love to leave. I love to pack my shit and move away. You couldn't have called it a better time.
You just said my favorite words.
You said you lit my activation freeze and I'm gone. I'm 800 miles to the west already. But he, you know, packs up everything in this car to blow it up. And he has the little diary that and the rest of this episode has been passed around like a rag doll by everyone, and everyone's reading his little dirty gossip of himself. And he's like, turns back, and it's like, wait, I should take that, and takes it, and the car blows up, and they fucking do a Bring Me the Horizon needle drop.
It's like a fucking Jason Statham movie.
Yeah.
It's
so stupid. It's so diabolical. And you know, Paul was like, this is cool as fuck. I'm getting my like, you know, walk away from explosions moment. I'm a cool guy in an action movie moment. And it's just like,
because you know that Paul put that in his reel. Like that part is in his reel. And that's embarrassing to me.
Yeah, immediate ick. Immediate.
I hate it. Also, the idea that I have questions about his journals because I thought that it was plural journals. He's been alive for 200 years. So why would there only be one moleskin, right? Right. Either it's that one journal contains like the fucking codex, right? That's sure. It has some secret meaning and I can respect that. Maybe that is the truth. Or you want me to believe that this homeboy has been alive for 200 years and he's only written in one journal. So what font has he been writing in?
Right. I think this was one for a specific year. I think it was like, and that's what 1863. Yeah.
Right. The civil. Yeah.
So, but I don't know what happened to the others, I guess. I'm not sure if he reallocated them, downsized, sold them off for parts. I don't know.
Sold them off for finally put them in a museum. I don't know. But like
Yeah.
it's just wild to me that it's got to be something in there that makes sense, because the idea that he would only have one. I think they've even said in the show before that he has plural. Like there was a shelf that he had of them.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He's got like a whole little library of his sick and twisted mind.
Right. It's just all of his poems. But yeah, I agree. It was a weird way to start. Because the way that they started last episode was, I thought that they were going with the whole thing that Stefan was the fiance.
Mm-hmm.
But now when they were there, if they're trying to say that after all this time that Tyler and Caroline are together, I'm going to stop watching this show.
I did not even consider that possibility because I've rejected Tyler and that relationship ever happening for so long. And
it just
the
didn't
thought
make
of
sense
that
to me
scares
that he would
me
still
so
be
bad.
alive.
For sure, it's very impressive. Honestly, I'm glad he made it out. But I'm gonna be so mad if that is the case.
It would have to be almost like a lavender marriage, like for tax reasons or something.
For
it couldn't possibly be for love there.
No.
So I don't. That if that's true, that's going to make me mad. But I will hold out. I will hold out judgment for the moment until we see what's going on there. Also, the fact that I'm trying not to blame Caroline because she had a really shit day.
Right.
A couple of days, I think, where she was being used as a plaything. But her coming back and being like, "So Valerie, huh?" to Stefan was a little wild.
Yeah.
And listen, she's just a girl. I get it.
For sure.
Just had a rough respectfully, go of it. Queen. Yeah. It's a wild thing to try and ask Stefan, like, if he remembers the first time that he laid eyes on you.
It is very funny, though, that I think the only thing that I like about this pairing, which is nothing, but the only thing that I'm like, okay, I can at least sit through this, is the fact that every interaction that Caroline has with Stefan about their presumed romantic feelings for each other is incredibly antagonistic. Like it's always like, she has a gun. It's like, hey, it's my mom's funeral, but also, do you like me, yes or no? And like, be for real. And also now it's like, hey, I have a gun. Valerie, what the fuck's up with that? You didn't tell me about that. It's very funny. It's a very fun move to be like, I'll kill you.
Every conversation about their relationship is like also done while defusing a bomb.
Yes.
And that does make it a little bit interesting.
Totally.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
It was probably, we don't often get early Caroline anymore because again, she is a vampire. But this did feel like very early season Caroline of just being jealous on here. And while it is, I do want her to stand up because again, it is Stefan. It was a little bit nice to be reminded that she is just, I don't know, maybe 20 if she was still aging.
Yeah.
So, but also, hey Queen, it's Stefan. It's just not worth it.
Enough, girl. Yeah. For yourself.
Yeah. I know that next week does look like one of our favorite things that this show does, which is that it's an event on here. Which means that it's going to probably be painful. It's titled "I Carry Your Heart with Me," but it does look like our Nora and Mary Louise are back.
The screenshot's very promising, you know? We haven't been able to see a town event with lesbians in it yet, so this will be huge.
Yeah, because they were referenced this episode. Caroline yelled at them, but they weren't on screen here. So, very promising. We know this show loves a good event, and drama always happens on here. So, maybe Nora will panic about a dress again. Fingers crossed. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Lauren Cullen.
Ooh, thank you to Zoe Forbes.
Ooh, thank you to Vanessa Swan.
Ooh, thank you to Greg Lautner.
Ooh, thank you to April Dobrev.
Ooh, thank you to Vivi Salvatore.
Ooh, thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ooh, thank you to Katya Karp.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh, thank you to Daniel Burke.
Ow, thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ooh, thank you to Rena Zeklos.
Boo, thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ooh, and last, but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ivishkov.
Boo, boo, boo.
I have a fanfiction for you. This is by the author Sprinkle Fever. And it is titled In Case of Fate, Read the Fine Print. And it looks like this is an original character. But stick with me here, because that seems a little bit interesting. The summary of this is: after her sister's death, Mandy Summers, returns to Mystic Falls with a baby on her hip, 2 grieving teenagers under her roof, and a law practice held together by caffeine, stubbornness, and color-coded files. She has no time for town secrets, founding family drama, or whatever strange things Elena and Jeremy keep refusing to explain. Then a historian arrives at her doorstep looking for old records. Elijah Smith is charming, unsettling, and far too interested in Mystic Falls' buried history. Mandy knows better than to trust a man with perfect manners and no visible flaws. Unfortunately, fate has already filed its paperwork, and Amanda Summers is about to learn that soulmates, vampires, and the universe's idea of helpful suggestions are all much harder to ignore than a court summons.
Okay.
And this has 3 chapters and counting. It was updated today.
Wow, fresh.
So, if you are interested in Elijah Smith, aka our Elijah Michelson, trying to get into some shit, please enjoy.
I love that.
Well, friends, tell your friends about the show. Tell your family about the show. Because it is, in fact, Pride Month here.
Oh, yeah.
And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ow. You've been listening to Into the Twilight, an independent production by Earbud Media. You can support the show by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/intothetwilight, or rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. You can send us a backstory or a fanfiction at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. Our music is by Eli Krause, and our art is by Maddie Padilla. You can find me on Twitter at Cody Corral and Allie at Many Are the Stars. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.